Well, a hearty shalom to you. Jeffrey Seif here. Glad you're there. We are taking a look in the book. By the way, the book is the Newer Covenant, and I'm glad to do a little walkthrough with a book that's called Acts. I love the title Acts because so much of a walk with the Lord is involved in acts. We're not trying to earn any salvation, but the reality is that new life in us will prompt us to do new things. It's as simple as that. And the new thing at play is these believers have they didn't just mentally assent to believing in Jesus subsequent to seeing his miracles as he moved about, but in the wake of his death, burial, and resurrection, individuals had some kind of existential encounter with him. They were filled with the Holy Spirit, and now they were mobilized for action, and it got them in trouble. In the 4th chapter, which is where we are, the religious leaders called in some of these guys to give an accounting, and they were very forthright, very direct, and they were very much in trouble, but they escaped it, in the wake of which in verse 23 in the 4th chapter, then they go back to their own and they discuss what happened there. And it's in giving a telling to them here. I want to look with you, please. If you look with me in chapter 4, verse 17, there really is something here, I believe. They are sharing and say, truly both Herod and Pontius Pilate, along with the Gentiles and the peoples of Israel, were gathered together in this city against your holy servant Yeshua, whom you anointed. What I like about this is if you look at the list of individuals against Yeshua, they're really saying everyone, Jews and Gentiles alike. Of course, the ministry takes place in Jerusalem, and here the apostles are giving voice to the fact how it was in this city. Jesus didn't die because of Jews. They were members of the elites that conspired. Their enthusiasm against him were galvanized, and it worked its way to him being seized and then taken before a non-Jewish tribunal. But Jews and non-Jews alike were involved in his death. That is to say that all humanity is culpable. If the text is to be believed, whether it's the Tree of Life version that I'm reading from or anyone, if the text is to be believed, Yeshua died because of sins, not because of Jews. Everybody was involved. They go on to say, they did whatever your hand and your purpose predetermined to happen. Bad things happen to a good person, that is Yeshua. Bad things surely did happen to him. But even in the doing, the apostles are cognizant of the fact that while they did it, it was predetermined in the doing. And that is that God's hand and purpose was in it. Now, let me camp here for a second. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, and don't we hate it? But God has a way of working his will through circumstances that are less than desirable. I'm doing this Hanukkah evening. I'm working on this and, preparing this video message to give to you. And I'm at a place in my life, a lot of us are. We're at the end of a year, according to the secular calendar. We're looking over the horizon, and with that, it prompts a little more health things. I've been out running every day for the last few days. I was in the gym last night, weight lifting, throwing around some weights, and I'm a little sore. It hurt. Sometimes it's when we get a workout, we're huffing and puffing a little bit and under a little bit of weight pressure and pain. I believe that has a way of accomplishing things in us. And I mention that because the pain that Yeshua suffered contributed to life for the world. And even what these disciples are going through in his name, all things work together for the good. And that's just not for Jesus and apostles. That's for people like me and you, I believe. Well, they did whatever they did to him, according to the text, but it was according to the predetermined will of God. And they say, and now, Lord, look at their threats and grant your servants to speak your word with the utmost courage. Mindful of these things, The prayer word here is for God's servants to have chutzpah, to be bold. The Hebrew chazak, to be strong, to not be bested by the negativity that can and will, that does come our way and their way. He says, let us speak with courage while you stretch out your hand to heal, and signs and wonders take place through the name of your holy servant, Yeshua. What a request. Lord, enable us to be bold, even in the face of adversity. That difficulties notwithstanding, we will be bold. And through it all, Lord, even the difficulties, Lord, may your hand be stretched out to heal, and may signs and wonders take place in your name, in the name of your holy servant, Yeshua. This time of year, Jews the world over employ a saying, Nesh Gadol Hoyashem, a great miracle happened there. Hanukkah is recounted how God did a miracle with the throwing off of the Syrian yoke because of a few dedicated Israelite soldiers, the ancient IDF, and took on Syria and won. And it wasn't just by the dint of their own determination, but the good Lord was working through their good endeavor, according to the story. And once the temple was once the temple was retaken, Jerusalem was retaken from the Syrians and the temple with it, and it was rededicated to Jehovah worship, then they needed oil to light it all up. And there was a miracle in the development and the maintenance of the menorah. Oil that was only good for one day is burned for over a week. And that's the great miracle. Jews believe in miracles, signs and wonders. Gordon Lindsay, a minister of a bygone era, said that one miracle is worth 1,000 sermons. And there really is a point to that, because a miracle has a way of just capturing our imagination. I believe that, the Lord can heal someone. I mean, in the New Testament, he rose Lazarus from the dead, but he put him back in there not long after. Lazarus didn't live forever. Nobody does. We're all going to die. Eventually, these earth suits wear out. And at 62, I can feel mine wearing out in different ways. The eyes, the ears, the nose, and we'll just leave it at that. That the hair doesn't just wear out, it falls out, but it makes up by growing out of the nose and the ears. So much for all that. The point is we do age and we don't live here forever. Even when the Lord heals someone, he's going to take them later. Ultimately, our destiny is not to live in this. We're just sojourners passing through. That said, why bother with miracles in the first place? What's the point in a sick person getting healed in the name of religion only if they're going to die again later with their religion? It's a tough question, but here, if I understand correctly, the ministry of the Word, of Yeshua being the Word made flesh, it's attended with signs and wonders. It's really all about just granting a kind of authenticity to the message more than it is longevity to the hearers, though it contributes to longevity, and quantitatively and qualitatively life is better if the Lord is healing. But really the name of the game with miracles, it's to help individuals to develop an appreciation for something, that the imagination can be painted on by the divine, and with people in their minds being awakened to new realities, biblical truths, spiritual things, their life is going to be so enhanced, and they'll be the better for it personally and be a conduit for that betterment to others personally as well. Well, it's all there in the book. Here we enter into a world where the disciples are thanking God and praising God, and they're experiencing some trials and tribulations, but they're all about, Lord, let's keep on keeping on. Let's get the word out. We want to do that, and Lord, show your miracles. If I can, in closing, ask you to participate in the miracle of getting the word out. You know, the scholars that worked with me and Danya and us on the Tree of Life Bible Project, we really wanted to get the story straight. We think we got it straight, but now we want to get it out. Thank you for helping us. Standing with the Tree of Life Bible Society at the end of the year, if you would, make a miracle gift to help us carry on. We'd surely appreciate it. We love you if you don't make the gift, but by all means do. Thank you for going with me on the journey. We'll open up a book again, same time, same station next week, as we look at some more facts about Acts. God bless. Bye-bye.